Good morning. On behalf of the Commander, 2nd Bomb Wing, welcome to the Change of Command ceremony, at which command of the 2nd Maintenance Group will pass from Colonel Michael J. Colbard to Colonel Eric A. Trammell. I am Master Sergeant Richard Capuano of the 2nd Munitions Squadron, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. Today we have a unique format which is necessary as our nation continues to navigate the COVID-19 virus. Although this situation presents small challenges, the traditions, dignity, and formality of a change of command ceremony will still be on display. Throughout the ceremony, we will be given cues on when to stand and be seated. During the playing of the National Anthem, military members should stand at the position of attention and not render a salute. We invite our civilian guests to join us by standing and placing your right hand over your heart. Additionally, all military personnel should stand at the position of attention during the change of command ceremony. Finally, we request that all electronic devices be turned off or set to vibrate for the duration of the ceremony. The officiating officer for today's ceremony is Colonel Mark C. Dimitrishin, Commander, 2nd Bomb Wing. We are honored to have many special guests in attendance. Please hold your applause until all our guests are introduced. We extend a warm welcome to Colonel Colbard's family, his spouse, Mrs. Cheryl Colbard, his son, 1st Lieutenant Matthew Colbard, United States Army, and brother Pat Colbard. We also welcome Colonel Trammell's family, his spouse, Mrs. Jennifer Trammell, his parents, Gloria and Butch Trammell, his brother Scott Trammell and sister-in-law Christine Barnhill, his aunt Gail Trammell, his cousin Kimberly Trammell, his nephew Dr. Richard Trammell, and great-nephew Penn Trammell. We welcome our distinguished visitors with us today, Vice Commander, 2nd Bomb Wing, Colonel Scott Weiermuller, and his spouse, Dr. Shauna Weiermuller, Command Chief, 2nd Bomb Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Brent Chaddock, Honorary Commanders, 2nd Maintenance Group, Miss Lisa Friday Johnson, and Dr. Donna Johnson. Finally, we welcome all group and squadron commanders, directors, chiefs, civic leaders, spouses, friends, members of the 2nd Maintenance Group, Team Barksdale, and our community partners. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the singing of the National Anthem by Senior Airman Jessica Leonard and the Invocation.
Present the colors. Colors. Halt. Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright
Chaplain Campbell, please come forward to deliver the invocation.
If so willing, I invite you to pray with me. Heavenly Father, in your divine will, you have appointed some to bear the unique weight of commanding, leading, and caring for the lives of individuals in our Air Force. We thank you for raising up Colonel Michael Colvard to lead, and we thank you for sustaining him and Cheryl as he served as the commander of the 2nd Maintenance Group. Thank you for allowing us to experience his leadership, a leadership characterized by excellence, empathy, humility, and honor. Thank you for allowing the Colvards to finish this course well and for the example they leave. May you continue to guide and provide for the Colvards as they move into retirement, and may the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with them as they head to Texas. We thank you now as well for raising up Colonel Eric Trammell as the next commander of the 2nd Maintenance Group. May you give Colonel Trammell the wisdom and strength he needs to lead as one who serves, and may he use his position of authority for the good and flourishing of our airmen and the Barksdale community. May you bless Colonel and Mrs. Trammell as they join the 2nd Maintenance Group team today, and may you, Lord, bless them and protect them. May you smile on them and be gracious to them, showing your favor and giving them your peace. In your holy and gracious name I pray, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Chaplain Campbell, Senior Airman Leonard, and Barksdale Honor Guard. It is my honor to introduce the Commander, 2nd Bomb Wing, Colonel Mark C. Dimitroshin.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do my best to keep comments brief because I recognize the temperature is rising, and so is the mosquito count in here. So move quickly. First, to all of our distinguished guests, thank you for joining today. I would argue that while Mike thinks he's the central guest today, the true key attendees are, of course, his and Eric's family members. So thank you to the family and friends for joining us today. Your attendance makes this an incredibly special event. To our community leaders, thank you for joining. We here at Stryker Nation know that the patchwork that is Shreveport, Bossier, Barksdale is incredibly strong, and your presence today makes it that much stronger. And to my fellow Strykers, thank you for joining. 2nd Bomb Wing is only second in name thanks to your leadership that is provided and the care that you take in ensuring that our mission, the airmen, their families, and the larger Air Force community is cared for and addressed. I believe that we will be transitioning today from one caring leader to another with today's sermon. Before we get to the heart of this ceremony, I'd like to briefly review the amazing heraldry of this wing, a heraldry that is built upon the shoulders and sweat of the Mighty Deuces Maintenance Group. One cannot be a commander in the 2nd Bomb Wing without appreciating a rich history in the a rich history that dates back to the U.S. Army Aviation Service's 1st Day Bombardment Group of Mr. Jiggs, the Mad Bolsheviks turned Raiders, the Red Devils, and the Lobos of the 49th. Our early air warriors are memorialized in our emblems by the placement of the 4 bombs en route to their targets, delivered with results often cited as excellent. Notably, the bombardment group's participation in 3 significant offenses, Saint-Mihiel, Lorraine, and the Musée Argonne, is venerated in our 3 primitive green vertical stripes separated by black, completing our color scheme during the Great War. Finally, the fleur-de-lis reminds us of our start in France. And while not originally associated with our welcoming here in Louisiana, today, one could argue that what has become the mother of bombardment aviation, the 2nd Bomb Wing, calls this great state its home, and reinforcing the inclusion of that symbol within our identity. The Mighty Deuces record is one of outstanding performance, indicative of the aircraft maintenance it relies upon. The leadership of those maintainers has always been premier, as has been exhibited by Mike Colvard and will be by Eric Trammell. At this time, I'd like to extend a special and heartfelt welcome to the Colvard family, to wife Cheryl, to son First Lieutenant Matt, U.S. Army and Ranger, and to his brother Pat. For those not hearing the exploits of Mike's Change of Command party, one of many, those in attendance were privileged to see classic photos of him. Those photos told stories including his two loves, the love of family and the love of service through the care of his airmen and his airmen's success in mission execution. Mike's career is peppered with accomplishments, too many to list here. Instead, I'd like to attempt to capture Mike's impact over the last 3 years. During Mike's time with the wing, the following has been accomplished. First, they've flown as far north as the North Pole, as far south as New Zealand, as far east as of Afghanistan, and as far west as the South China Sea. Not too shabby. Flew the first bomber sorties from the island of Diego Garcia in over 14 years, kept Iran in check by generating presidentially directed forces in under 18 hours, deployed bombers everywhere, in numbers too large to count and locations too many to list here. Led his maintainers to conduct over 22,000 annual actions, partnered with our total force friends in the 307th, stripped bare Calcum to save millions of dollars for the nuclear cruise missile fleet, saved all the jets on the ramp from Hurricane Laura, established countless command and service firsts, but to me and to everybody in the audience, most importantly, he cared for his airmen, each and every one of them. While Mike's departure will leave us with teary eyes, the bright light that is Eric will dry those tears, will energize us to continue moving forward, and will shine a light upwards and onwards as the Mighty Deuce B-52s remain at the ready to support this nation's defensive needs. And so we pivot to Eric. At this time, I'd like to extend a special and heartfelt welcome to his wife, Jennifer, to his mother and father, to his brother and sister-in-law, to his nephew, to his great-nephew, to his aunt, his cousin, and all those of us, all that are joining via remote means. Eric is no stranger to Stryker Nation and the wider Arklatex. Schooled at Ole Miss, Eric appreciates the charms of the South and how the community is part and parcel to successful mission accomplishment. Eric's familiarity with a number of airframes, both large and small, brings to the Mighty Deuce an abundance of knowledge and operating expertise that will be needed as we find ourselves working in a complex, dynamic, and sometimes volatile global security environment. Additionally, Eric's worldly experience brings to the Mighty Deuce a greater understanding of the nuances of working with allies, partners, and other coalition members. We are lucky to have such a gifted and practiced professional joining us. And so today, we execute the time-honored tradition of formally transferring command from one outstanding leader to another. Shortly, we will transfer command of Mighty Deuce Maintenance from Colonel Mike Colvard, and without missing a beat, to Colonel Eric Trammell, ensuring that all Mighty Deuce maintainers know they are never without official and credible leadership, that their unit remains under the command of a trusted leader, and that their allegiance remains with the position and not with the person occupying. Thank you, Mike, for 3 incredible years of outstanding leadership. Thank you, Eric, for being ready for the challenge. I know you will succeed. To the strikers of the Mighty Deuce, we remain resilient, ready, and responsive, and do so under the stalwart command of first Mike Colvard and next Eric Trammell. Best wishes to both families, to both commanders, and to the strikers of the Mighty Deuce. Libertatum Defendum, the defenders of liberty. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Dimitroshin. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce Colonel Michael J. Colvard, Commander, 2nd Maintenance Group.
So this is the first command where I broke down and actually used my aids. So, Colonel Dimitroshin, thank you so much. Your leadership's been amazing, and I definitely appreciate the opportunity to lead this group. It's amazing. Colonel Weiermuller, Dr. Shauna Weiermuller, honorary commanders, Lisa and Donna, thank you so much for attending today. It means a lot to us and being that tie to the community. And I'm looking forward to even all the greater things that are going to happen between our unit and you guys. Chief Chaddick, thanks for your leadership. commanders, first sergeants, and the men and women of Stryker Nation, but more importantly, my maintenance group folks. We'll talk here a little bit more about you. Before I do, I'm trying to do my best. I hit the National Anthem. I'm like, all right, I'm on track, and I hear that rendition was amazing. Like, all right, I'm off kilter now again. But tomorrow's gonna be a big day for the family, so I'm gonna talk a lot about my family, and I would not be up here today without my faith, my family, and my friends. So, but with that said, 13 years ago today, or almost today to the day, I first took command. When I took command at Dias Air Force Base in Abilene, Texas, there was a young wing commander named Colonel Tim Ray, took a chance on me. But at that time, I was on stage, and I had a son that was entering his freshman year of college. I had a daughter that was entering her freshman year of high school. Then my youngest was starting her freshman year of kindergarten. So, and now here we are 13 years later. My son's graduated off, Army ranging stuff at Fort Bragg. My daughter's also serving her country as a second grade school teacher right now. And then my youngest, my little freshman kindergartner, is graduating this evening from high school and heading off to Texas Tech. So super proud of them. And none of that would have happened. That was not Mike Colbard, that was Cheryl Colbard. So more comments about them tomorrow. To the Trammell family, welcome. Eric, Jennifer, we're excited. You guys are inheriting a phenomenal team, and it's just exciting. I'm so glad for the family members I haven't really got to meet, but it's great to have family here to experience this. All right, so with the maintenance professionals, the second maintenance group, how do you capture this in words? You just can't, but I'm going to start, every 2 weeks, Chief Love, and before Chief Love was Chief Larson, before Larson was Bennett, before Bennett was Woods. We'd sit down and do a newcomer's brief, and we challenge every maintenance professional in the group with a charge to be ready to respond to the nation's call anytime, anywhere, and that's exactly what you did. To my maintenance group staff, it used to be formerly known as the Maintenance Operations Squadron, and the only thing that's changed is you no longer have a commander, you got a group commander trying to help you along the way. But you guys set the standard, whether it's the maintenance operations flight, QA, weapons standardization flight, the proof's in the pudding. We met the monthly maintenance scheduling effectiveness goal every month in my command, while sustaining a near perfect phase flow, knocking out 3 major aircraft modifications while deployed in support of the continuous bomber presence, and over 7 bomber task force missions in the last 3 years, which, for those of you that we kind of call them BTS, right? However, we've renamed that here in Stryker Nation. That's really Barksdale Task Force. That B does not necessarily always stand for bomber, because we are to carry that lion's share of that. Our military training section is just as competent as well. They are not only second to none, they were recognized by Global Strike as the best in the command for 2020. So amazing feats there. Our mock controllers pull everything together, keep us all on the same sheet of music while exuding professionalism every single day. Our QA team blends that perfect balance, thorough inspections ensuring compliance but maintaining combat lethality, and seizing opportunities to train and educate our junior maintainers. And make no mistake about it, the second maintenance group is only as strong as our QA professionals and the firm grasp they have to establish those standards. To our weapons standardization low team members, there is no better compliment than from the command IG this past fall when they claimed and quoted the command standard when it comes to weapons loading is our weapons loaders here at Barksdale. And that's all across Global Strike. This team of professionals knock it out of the park every single day through good times and bad. One of the darkest days of my command here is when the WSS lost a valuable team member in Tech Sergeant Joshua Kidd to a senseless tragedy. But I got to witness one of the most amazing examples of how a team pulled together, took care of one another, paid tribute to the family and respect, and then set a course of excellence to continue the work that Tech Sergeant Kidd once started. This very facility that we sit in today, that's named the Tech Sergeant Joshua Kidd Load Facility, that was a reflection of their love and care that for Joshua's team, that they had for him, and the legacy that they wanted all the future maintainers and loaders to always remember. Besides having the great fortune of commanding an incredible group staff, I've also been blessed with amazing group chiefs that I mentioned, military deputies, and I'm telling you, they are ready. My first one is going off to command here shortly, and my second one, he stepped up and he is ready for command next. So absolutely appreciative of what they do. My execs, gone through a few secretaries. I'm not sure what's going on, if it's me or them, but absolutely amazing support from the team. You know, we came to work every day with new challenges, new emerging taskers, and chaos at times, right? There was an occasional breakfast sandwich and donut that made us, brought a smile to our face. But, you know, by the end of the day, there'd be something we'd be laughing about. And it brings us back to work the next day, fully charged and ready to go. To Team Muns, there wouldn't be a fight without the might, right? And the Muns, they bring this to the fight every single day. The old adage still holds true. Without Muns, the B-52 would just be another fancy airliner. From Leahy to Gabalik and now under Colonel Williams, I've had the pleasure of watching the squadron grow and prepare the group and the 2nd Bomb Wing for future mission sets that will absolutely make the 2nd Bomb Wing the most combat lethal unit in the Air Force. I watched this 2W1 armament shop crush them out in the backlog inspections. I watched the 2WO ammo guys never miss a beat as building bombs, setting fuses, establishing tail kits, and just crushing combat hammers and global strike competition, by the way. The 2MO missile flight team, they continuously produce excellence at combat sledgehammers, and through the D-mill of the Calcum, they're paving the way for future missile sets. And then our new additions, our 2W2 nuke loaders, they're also laying the foundation for generations to follow. And did I mention the Muns volleyball team just brought home the first post-COVID 2nd Bomb Wing Intramural Volleyball Championship this past week. So again, they definitely are bringing the might to the fight. To the knuckle busters of MXS, I've had the pleasure to sit back and watch a transformation of a unit before my eyes. The mural that lets you know you're entering knuckle buster country as you round the racetrack by Hoban Hall, just lets you know, and the tail fin mounted out in front of the headquarters. Colonel Eberle's challenge of knuckle is always responded and met by busters. This unit has also increased their combat lethality by innovating new ways of doing old things. Whether you're a fabricator using a virtual 3D welder, 3D printer, 3D scanner, or an age ranger roaming the flight line in support of this combat power out there on the ramp, or evaluating the first ever powder coating on a non-powered age test, or if you're part of the highly diverse accessories flight team that support the back shop and flight line operations, an avionics flight professional that repairs and maintains legacy systems on an antiquated program and creates miracles every single day to make that happen. Or if you're a maintenance flight crew chief that keeps a phased machine hitting on all cylinders, while a wheel and tire shop applies theory of constraint tenets that result in more efficient ways of doing business and increasing combat capability every day. The AR experts that continue to refine the repair and rigging of our landing gear systems down to a science, or if you're a member of the Bomber Hydraulic Repair Facility that repairs and returns hydraulic components all over Global Strike for all 5 bomber platforms. These maintenance warriors make knuckle busting look easy. To Team AMXS, whether you're red, you're blue, or you're gold, you've accomplished more in the last 3 years than anybody in the Global Strike, and I would argue the Air Force. When I took command, the Buccaneers were swapping out with the Red Devils in support of the continuous bomber present. Shortly afterward, we launched the Buccaneers out on the first of 7 BTFs that I mentioned, Barksdale Task Force missions, in the spring of 2009, and we just recently launched our 7th one this past weekend. Whether the battle cry is first to bomb, blood, sweat, and tears, or Mr. Jigs, one team, while one team is away, the other picks up the slack here at home, supporting higher headquarters missions, exercises, combat hammer evaluations. And while all that's happening, the gold team keeps the production pipeline cranking here at home, producing future aviators for both Barksdale and Minot through the leadership of the 307th partners in the audience. All 3 of these AMUs make it look easy, but when you factor in an aircraft availability rate that has reduced over 15% in 3 years, critical shortage of engines that make us can engines from one aircraft to another just to make the mission happen. 3 major aircraft modifications that we just wrapped up, and 1 loan to the test community. The AMXS team accomplishes more on a daily basis than any other unit in the Air Force, I'm confident. And I know that without a doubt, Chris Horsfall's team will have his team ready for the next fight, no matter how challenging those obstacles were. With all that said, I think I captured the group, but most importantly, Eric, you're inheriting a great team that will not let you down. If you take great care of you and Jennifer. I leave this job as a proud professional maintainer and know that you're in great hands with Eric at the helm. All these accomplishments I mentioned had nothing to do with Colonel Colvard, had everything to do with everybody out there, and mostly the men and women out there on the flight line still. Colonel Demetrison, thank you again for letting me command this amazing group. And to the men and women who make this mission happen every day, thank you and Godspeed.
Thank you, Colonel Colvard. On behalf of the 2nd Maintenance Group, I would like to thank Mrs. Cheryl Colvard for her outstanding support and service to the men and women of Stryker Nation and Team Barksdale. We extend our best wishes to the Colvard family as they depart for new adventures in the great state of Texas. A change of command ceremony is a military tradition deeply rooted in history, dating back to July 3rd, 1775, when General George Washington drew his sword under an elm tree in Cambridge, Massachusetts, to assume command of the Continental Army. During the American Revolution, military units carried distinctive guidons designed to match the color of their uniforms and emblazoned with their unit motto. When soldiers followed their leader into battle, this guidon, referred to as the unit colors, provided a highly visible point around which members of the unit could rally. Because of its importance, the colors were used in the earliest change of command ceremonies to symbolize the commander's authority, and that tradition continues today. The passing of the 2nd Maintenance Group guidon symbolizes the responsibility, authority, and accountability from Colonel Michael Colvard to Colonel Eric Trammell. The guidon bearer is the Group Chief Enlisted Manager, Chief Master Sergeant Derek Love. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the 2nd Maintenance Group change of command.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Headquarters, 2nd Bomb Wing, Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana, Special Order Number G-001, by direction of the Commander, Colonel Michael J. Colvard, will relinquish command to Colonel Eric A. Trammell, Commander, 2nd Maintenance Group, Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana, effective 20 May 2021, signed Colonel Mark C. Demetrician.
Center, face.
Sir, I relinquish command.
Sir, I assume command. Center, face. Roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my honor to introduce the Commander, 2nd Maintenance Group, Colonel Eric A. Trammell.
Colonel Demetrician, Colonel Wire. Squire Miller, Chief Chaddock, distinguished visitors from the local community of Johnson & Johnson, fellow commanders, directors, chiefs, first sergeants, and of course, most importantly, Team Barksdale and the Mighty Deuce. Thanks to everybody for coming out today, and thanks for everybody that had a hand in putting together today's ceremony. Honor Guard, you looked great. That was amazing, and also a great rendition by Senior Leonard for the National Anthem. That was really, really beautiful. Thanks for that. You could probably imagine that I've had a flurry of emotion over the last couple of months and weeks leading up to today, and I would place nervousness probably at one of the number one spots on those flurry of emotions. But at the same time, I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm also very, very excited for this opportunity, both professionally and personally. Professionally, and Colonel Demetriuson talked about the heraldry of the unit, steeped in history, and I majored in history, and I'm just a history buff, so that's just one of the things that I kind of hold dear. So very honored to be a part of that. As well, to be a part of the team that maintains the B-52 and its actual, its continuing relevance in providing strategic deterrence around the world is quite an awesome responsibility. And again, I'm proud to be a part of that. I've also had some experience now over to Abstract GGSOC, and to get to see it from that level and see the demand signal that we're providing to Geographic Combat Commands and also STRATCOM, it's pretty powerful to be down here at the actual execution level. So I appreciate that challenge. Personally, I've spent over half my career overseas, and I've enjoyed every second of it. In fact, I wouldn't trade it for anything. But I'll be honest, it is nice to be home. I'm from 3.5 hours down the road, straight down 20. So this is about as close to home as I can get. So I am overjoyed to have the opportunity to do this mission and do this close to home. So I'm extremely grateful for that. So with that, I'll transition to folks I would like to thank here in the hangar. I could go through a list of thousands of people, but in the interest of, as Colonel Demetriuson said, heat and mosquitoes, I'll keep it brief. Colonel Demetriuson, I appreciate this opportunity as well. Again, it's an awesome responsibility, and I don't take it lightly at all. I've enjoyed our interactions thus far, and I look forward to working for it. To Colonel Mike Colbert, thank you for 35 years worth of service. First off, that's an awesome accomplishment, and to you. You and Cheryl, I know not everybody that serves wears a uniform, so congratulations to both of you for that. And with everything that you had going on in the last couple of weeks, I appreciate your hospitality and your time to be able to do a little bit of turnover and to make this transition as successful as possible for me. So I really appreciate your time. To my new friends, now to be old friends, I guess, here shortly from GGSOC. I haven't forgotten about you yet, guys. GGSOC and Abstract, it's been truly eye-opening. And again, like I told you guys the other day, I appreciate the level of professionalism and you to kind of walk me through the business. I have a greater understanding of the employment of the bomber forces across the world. So again, I appreciate it. And I'm right across the street, so please don't be a stranger. Thanks a lot. I'm going to try to get through this one without choking up a little bit, but again, a lot of members of my family are here, and they played an integral part of my success, not only
in my career, but also my life. And I certainly wouldn't be here without him. So I appreciate all you guys coming out, always being a part of it. Can't say thanks enough. Sorry. Next, my wife. Again, talking about solid support. I could write a novel just in the last couple of years. But I truly appreciate you and love you, and thanks for your love and support, not only for me, but also the communities that we've served. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'll wrap it up real quick. Again, if you didn't catch it from the first go around, I'm thrilled about being here. I'm absolutely beside myself in this opportunity. I look forward to serving with you guys with the second bomb wing and also the second maintenance group. I hope to do you proud and keep the momentum going that you've already that you've and all the momentum that you've already accomplished throughout your I'm really, really sorry. I got a little joke out there. Family, it's always family, you know. Family's always good. No, but I'm extremely proud of being here, and I look forward to keeping the momentum going in what you've already accomplished. So thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for everybody coming out, and I look forward to seeing you around campus. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Colonel Trammell, and welcome to the group. On behalf of the men and women of the Mighty Deuce, I would like to welcome you and your spouse, Mrs. Jennifer Trammell, to our maintenance family, and look forward to working alongside you.